Cursa Jensen was riding her horse along the quiet river banks of Napier when she suddenly vanished in the middle of the afternoon. Neighbors were stunned, police were baffled, and her family was plunged into a nightmare with no answers. But in the peaceful New Zealand countryside, something unsettling was waiting for her, something no one saw coming. What happened next would become one of the strangest and most heartbreaking disappearances in the country's history. This is the chilling mystery of the girl who rode into the sunlight and never came home. On September 1, 1983, the air in Napier, New Zealand felt crisp and calm, the kind of day where the skies seemed endlessly blue and the fields shimmered under the afternoon sun. 14-year-old Cursa Jensen climbed onto her beloved horse, a chestnut mare named Jip, ready for a peaceful ride near the Tudakuri River. It was something she had done countless times before, a simple escape into nature, a moment of freedom any teenager might seek. But this time, something dark and waiting would cross her path. Cursa was seen around 3 p.m. riding along the riverbank, her long hair catching in the breeze, the horse moving easily beneath her. A few people spotted her near an old concrete bunker, a weathered, graffiti-marked structure left over from wartime defenses. Nothing seemed unusual at first. She was calm, Jip was relaxed, and the area, though isolated, was familiar. But as the minutes passed, a shift in the air seemed to occur. Something creepy was waiting on that lonely stretch of land. Witnesses later recalled a man in a white van near the bunker, a detail that would become one of the most unsettling pieces of the puzzle. The man allegedly spoke to Cursa. Some described the encounter as calm, others remembered tension. But by the time anyone thought to look again, the man and the girl were both gone. And the silence on the riverbank grew heavier. Hours later, Jip was found wandering alone, frightened and dirty, the reins tangled and broken. The horse's condition suggested a struggle, as if something abrupt or violent had happened. But of Cursa, there was no trace. No clothing, no bag, no tracks leading away from the bunker. It was as if the earth had swallowed her. Police launched one of the largest searches in New Zealand's history. Hundreds combed through dense brush, waded through rivers, and swept through farmland. Helicopters scanned the terrain from above. Dogs sniffed across wide fields and cliff edges. Still, nothing. No scent. No belongings. No sign Cursa had ever left that area. As investigators dug deeper, the mysterious man became the center of attention. Descriptions varied, theories multiplied. Some said he was a harmless passerby. Others believed he was responsible for Cursa's disappearance. One man eventually came forward, claiming he was the person in the van. He insisted he was innocent, and yet, his story was filled with odd inconsistencies. Police examined him but found nothing conclusive. Something about him, though, felt wrong, like he knew more than he said. Something creepy had brushed close to Cursa in those final moments. Rumors began to swirl throughout the community. Some speculated she was abducted. Others believed she might have accidentally fallen into the river, though the water search never found a single sign of her. A darker theory suggested she might have been taken somewhere far away, hidden in silence while the world above moved on. But without evidence, every possibility collapsed into the same maddening void. Days turned to weeks. Weeks turned to months. Search efforts continued, but each lead dissolved into empty fields and unanswered questions. It was as if Cursa had dissolved into thin air. With each passing year, the trail grew colder until only the mystery remained, still whispered about, still unresolved, still chilling.